Hi everyone, happy October 1st. I'm really excited to show a project to you today because it's World Card Making Day. October 1st is World Card Making Day. And I sent out so many cards this week. It's also October, so I wanted to show a Halloween card. I loved this pop-up panel card that I saw all over the internet, and I had to make one. And I decided it really needed to be Halloween because it pops up at you and says, boo! How cute is that? So it's people might think a pop-up card is complicated, but it's actually simple once you've got your measurements down. So I'm going to start with those. You need a full sheet of 8.5 by 11 cardstock. Most of this is just prep work to get your cuts in the right spot. So you need a pencil, and you're going to draw some pencil lines. The first one is at 2 1/8. Then 4 1/4. And 6 3/8. Then you're going to turn your cardstock around. Your next measurements are 4 1/4, and 6 3/4. And then you need to score at 5 1/2. So that's your basic thing, just one score and some pencil lines. You need to cut in a couple small little angles. So to find out that measurement, you're going to go in from this line here to the 4-inch mark. Make a little pencil mark. You're going to do the same thing over here, 4 inches from the end. And then you're just going to join up this top line with that little pencil mark. There. Same thing down here. 4 inches. 4 inches from this side. And there you go. From here on, you're just going to have to cut out these 4 somewhat squarish shapes. You can just cut it out with your scissors. However, I don't always get a nice straight line, so I'm going to cut this angle with my paper snips. There. And then I'm going to use my little paper trimmer here to do this one. So I might have to get the corner. Once you've got that, you are in business. This next part you can do on the back, but you really need this little pencil line. I'm going to do it this way so you can see what I'm doing. So you can see this pencil line, which is vertical, and this one, which is horizontal, need to end up on the same line. So that seems tricky, but you're going to see that score line and that pencil line are now meeting up. then you're going to fold it with your bone folder. So now that line that was horizontal is now vertical. Same thing on this side. Meet up that line. And use your bone folder. You really do need to use the bone folder. It's nice if you get those crisp lines. It's going to make it all fold that much easier. Kind of have a little t-shirt shape. Now I like to flip it because I want the pencil line to be on the inside, so you're not going to see it. So you have this little shape here. Now you need to kind of play with it. Make it so that it folds into a house like this. And that's why those creases are so important. You really want them to be sharp. There. Okay, so what happens? See the little popping up mechanism? Your panel part, the little pop-up part, is 2 3/4 by 11, and then you're going to score it every 2 3/4 so that you can get those squares. And those measurements are 2 3/4, 5 1/2, and 8 1/4. And then you've got the right size squares. From here, you're just going to start, you want the peak to be facing up at you. And you're just going to decorate these little squares. I made the word boo. I put it on this Halloween Night Designer Series paper, which is so much fun. Look at the back on that one, the bats. To get these square measurements, all I did was, you know, the base was 2 3/4, so then I wanted to go 1/4 of an inch in each time. So then that makes this one 2 1/2, and this one, the white, 2 1/4. So that is how I got those measurements. Now these letters are cut out from this really awesome letter set. It's called the Large Letters Framelits. It's got your exclamation point, question mark, brackets, and every letter. It's a huge thinlet set, framelit set, and it's fabulous. I use it a lot. I make posters for the kids. They cut out things for school projects. I'm a scrapbooker, so I use it for scrapbooking. It's really awesome. It's on the pricey side, but it is worth every penny, and I love it. So I cut out my boo. I needed 2 of the O, obviously. So you're just going to put those right there. So now that you've got this all set up, you're going to want to glue this. Now here is the tricky part. You do have to do it a certain way. You need to, you know, I thought it was best to use this tear tape because you don't want to go too far and you don't want to do too little. So this, I figured these little widths are perfect. So if you do 2 next to each other, that's like the perfect width. It's probably about 1/2 inch, maybe slightly more, of adhesive, and it sticks really well. And you're going to notice I'm doing the bottom on one side, but the top of that square line on this side. Okay, so now this little end here, you're going to put here. Now this is smaller. It's slightly smaller than 2 3/4. Just to kind of give it a little, so you're going to line it up with the end, but kind of center it over that square. Then over here, same thing, line it up and press. So there you have it. Now when you fold it, it kind of twists. It's like a twisty turn. See how it just kind of wanted to twist? And that is it for that. Now your card, you could leave it like this. You could decorate it like a little house if you wanted to and make a little scene that way. That would be a really cute, maybe a gingerbread house, and you could put little gingerbread men inside there. How cute is that? It just popped into my brain. You could, though. We're going to go with a standard card size. So this is 4 1/4, you know, and you're scored at 5 1/2. So this is your standard card base. And you're just going to kind of fit this inside here. And I used the tear tape just because I really wanted it to stick down, because since it's a movement card, it's going to get a lot of opening and closing, especially if it's going to some kids. I know my daughter took my sample and opened and closed it. I can't even tell you how many times. So I really want that to be strong. So I just went kind of crazy with the tear tape. Might as well. Don't do that every day, so. It's kind of boring to watch me put tape down. Sorry. Here you go. So now you're just going to tear off this backing, and I would do one side. For some reason I'm having a hard time with the backing today. Normally it comes right up. I think it's because I'm doing a video, which makes me nervous. Let me go with this one. And also it is extremely humid in my house today. It's been raining for several days straight. Okay, so we're going to do one side at a time. I think the best way to do this, I kind of like to get the edges down on the ground so I know they're even and lined up. And you're just going to press that down. And then the other side. Maybe. I think it's because my nails are like too sharp, maybe. It's like I like to keep long nails because I'm a crafter and it comes in handy. But sometimes they might be too much. Okay, so we got that. I'm going to guide that down. Oops. On top of that. You might want to go over it with your bone folder a little bit. Okay, look at that. So now it opens up upside down. There you go. And make sure you're putting the top on. Now, here you can just decorate just about any way you want. I was going with the Spooky Fun, and I love that little framelit set that comes with it. Get this tree, there's a fence, pumpkins, a witch, a bat. It's so much fun. I went with the tree for mine. I cut it out ahead of time because you don't need to see me using the Big Shot. I think everybody knows how to use the Big Shot. It's such an awesome tool. Put that there. I cut a little strip of the coordinating paper from the inside. Just add some more of that. Can't have too much of that. Here's that pumpkin. Now this was cut out with that same frameless set. I cut out a few of these for class, so I have one already. Add that to our scene. I also made a couple of these moons, which punch out. We don't have a framelit for it because it just punches out with circle punch, and I used one on the inside. You can also use the circle framelits that Stampin Up has. There's that. I put one on the inside too because I just thought it would be fun to have something up there. There you go. Now I added some of this fun baker's twine because it's cute for Halloween. I went around a couple times and then just tied a bow. Oops. Kind of fix your bow a little bit. Mine was a little lopsided. I like to hold the center and pull. Kind of keeps it nice and neat. There. And then we'll trim. Okay. Now this Happy Halloween also came from that Spooky Fun stamp set, and you can just fork your corners. I happen to have this Bitty Banner punch that we've sold, and I think it's on the clearance rack right now. You should grab one, because if you go in from the back, look at that. Perfect. Only go in through one side. It's just so simple, so much fun. And you know, I'm just going to point this out. Probably you all have this. A bag of scraps. You always have these little edges, because you know, you cut 1/4 inch or 1/2 inch off to make a mat, and you've got tons of these little edges. I keep them. I use them at class constantly, and we use this constantly. So perfect, so fast, and you're using your scraps, which is awesome. I'm a scrapbooker, love the scraps. Okay, so now I'm going to put the Happy Halloween on. I'm going over some ribbon, so I'm going to use a glue dot just to kind of stick it down. Oops, it came off on my nail. Okay. There. Okay, now you just have to put your top on and you are set. Again, because it's a puffy card, I'm going to use this tear tape. Using a lot of tear tape today. Not too bad. There we go. All right, that is it. Not too bad. I think my video is about 16 minutes long. Now this is actually faster in real life because I made myself, and actually everyone at Stamp Camp, a template. And once you have that template, you don't have to do those measurements anymore. You're just going to trace it every single time. All you're going to do is trace around. The only thing you need to do is add that score line and you're ready to go. So once you have this template, which I kept for myself because I am going to make a lot of these. I know I'm going to make Valentine's with love and I don't know, so many different things, maybe even a gingerbread house. I don't know, that's what's calling me right now. And then I even made myself this so I can remember to, you know, glue on the top of one side and the bottom of the other. And kind of keep this handy. So, as my thank you to my customers, online customers, during the month of October, you will get a pop-up card thank you. I'm not sure exactly if it's going to be Halloween. Oh, I forgot to show you the inside. So I made a little panel here because you're going to want to write a greeting, you know, from Aunt Beth or something. And I thought it was cute to add some more of this washi, which coordinates with the paper. It's got these little dots that I've used here on the front. Tie it all together. There, glad I opened the card so I could show you the inside. So this is where we're going to put Happy Halloween from Aunt Beth or something like that. There you go. So my online customers, this month, your thank you note, your thank you card for your purchase is going to be a pop-up card of some kind, and I will also include, because I already made it for my class, I already have it, this template. It's got all your measurements on it, measurements for the inside panel, and I'll include this as your thank you this month. And if you don't want a Halloween one, I'm going to make several different versions. So you may not get a Halloween one. If you specifically want a Halloween one, though, just pop that in your email and I will make sure that you get a Halloween one. And you can order at bethspapercuts.com, and you can contact me straight from there too. Thanks for watching. Happy card making day.